Hello and welcome to the Hellraiser blog. If you enjoyed today's blog, please hit the subscribe button. We love growing the Hellraiser family, and actually it's been growing very quickly this week because on the channel we've got a clip of a big fight happening this weekend, Cash Ali against David Price, and the clip we've got is of Cash Ali knocking out Paul Butlin, and I think that's probably why the viewing on the clip sort of went from about 5,000 to 20,000+. In fact, now it's gone over 30,000 in a number of days. So yeah, it's definitely caught the public's imagination, that fight. I was at the press conference yesterday, and Cash Ali was very vocal, and well, David Price was as well, which is unusual for him. But Cash Ali's definitely done his job in terms of publicising the fight, and that's a big part of these big events. We want people to get excited. Could question the taste of some of the language and the things that were being said, but this is all common now in boxing. It's like every show seems to have that sort of edge to it, that element to it. And right, tomorrow night we have the fight. My guy on the bill, why am I up in Liverpool? Phil BOWES, who I've managed for a little while now. He came to me at first. He was coming off 2 losses, and his career was pretty much in the doldrums. It was looking pretty bleak. But everybody, myself, himself, like Phil, Barry Smith, his coach, he's been working lately with Leon McKenzie on the strength and conditioning as well, and it started to get a little run of wins. He won a Commonwealth Eliminator. He then won the Commonwealth title. These are, I mean, I say them in a sentence, but those for a small hall promoter to put those kind of fights together is very, very difficult. Also dependent heavily on ticket selling, getting your fighter, publicising him as much as you can, which isn't easy when you don't know. When you've got a guy that wins the ABAs or has got a sort of really decorated amateur career, it's still a job, but it's easy to get people to believe in what you're trying to sell. Like me, myself, I believed in Phil, but I wouldn't have entertained it otherwise. But and I think the same with like Barry Smith, his trainer, would not have kept going with him for as long as he has if he didn't see something in there, which I think we all saw. But it's so much hard work. Anyway, he won the Eliminator at great cost financially to us, then won the title. And tomorrow night, in the, I think they call it like the M&S, it's like, it used to be the Echo, Liverpool Echo Arena, Phil BOWES takes on Tom Farrell, who already boxed against a journeyman I had, Danny Donchev. And it's funny, whenever I watch my guys fight, I always take a load of notes and work out if we have to fight this guy again, what I'd do differently, how to box him, what I wouldn't do, what I think his strengths are, his weaknesses. And I really sort of studied Tom Farrell. And I think from the options we had after winning the title, obviously, well, why would we take this fight? Because it was, I think, the best option, the best fight, the best money for, the risk-reward ratio stacked up. And just seeing, it's not like that I would celebrate seeing Phil at the press conference yesterday, but just sitting there and seeing him with that army of press all clicking away with their cameras while Phil sat in front of him, I did get a big sense of achievement from that, just because to know that what we had at the beginning was very bleak, and for Phil to turn that around and get himself into a position now where he's going to be on a fight that's going to get a lot of media attention, a lot of people going to watch him. Like I said, the reason we're fighting this guy, because we felt that was the best fight, so we've got a very live chance of coming away with a win. And it's nice to all too often, my negotiations with big TV promoters, you always try and get the best deal that you can, but it's quite one-sided, because normally you get to a point where they're like, look, that's the most money we can possibly do. If you don't want it, we're going to go and do it with someone else. And they'll well, when you've got a Commonwealth title, like title that television stations want to broadcast the fights for, you're suddenly in a position where you can say, well, we want this much money. These guys over here on this channel, they've offered us this opponent for this much money. So, oh, we can do better than that. Then the first channel comes back, yeah, we'll, and suddenly you're in a very nice position from which to negotiate like a more than fair deal for your fighter. Whereas often you just have to go and sometimes sign options. We haven't necessarily got anything against signing options. If someone offered like huge amounts of money, we would do it. But it's nice to have that freedom. And it's not. I've always enjoyed the position that I have, where I'm not specifically affiliated to one promoter, so I can play all the promoters off against each other, and I'm in a good position to promote the fighters and move them forward, and work with everybody basically on a recurring basis. Not like work with them once and then never want to see you again. You know, I'm on quite good terms with most boxing people. Anyway, so Phil BOWES. Southpaw, normally a counter-punching southpaw. Last time out we saw him blitz his opponent and show he had a bit of power as well, as he won with an early stoppage. Tom Farrell was interesting because he's like a switch hitter, sometimes southpaw, sometimes orthodox. I don't want to say too much about the technical side of it because I think, you know, that's going to be seen in the fight, and we'll talk about it probably afterwards. But for different reasons, I feel very confident that for Phil, that a lot of things sort of fell into place just right for him at the right time. And I'm really, really happy. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the ring, in a big arena, for a major title, getting well paid, in a fight where he is the favourite of the bookmakers and he has a very good chance of walking away still with his title. Not going to leave anything to chance and not taking anything for granted, and I know Philip isn't. He's absolutely 100% focused on doing the job, and he needs to do that. I mean, I think those two losses that he had early in his career, where he was plunged in a little bit, they will have educated him on the harsh realities of professional boxing. You know, you go from everyone sort of basically blowing smoke up your backside to no one really cares about you so much. You know, you're just sort of in the background, and so what, you know, just forgotten and move on to the other one. So he knows what this is about, and that's why I believe he will deliver on the night. I'm really confident that Philip will get this right, and he will retain his title, and we will then set about looking for the next defence, so that Philip can optimise his Indian summer in his career. But Saturday is a very tough test, and first things first, we need to just forget everything, focus on that, concentrate on that win, and Phil needs to go and do the business. And if he can do the business and look good doing it, there's some massive fights there in the super lightweight division for him, and he can be rewarded financially for his commitment to boxing that he's had throughout his career. And he's often, to me, been... I mean, we used to have CR Ozgul in the same gym, and everybody was talking about CR Ozgul. It was like, CR is possibly going to be a world champion. CR's going to... And Phil just, you know, kept plugging away, winning his fights, moving up slowly. He had a defeat against Glenn Foote in a very hard fight, but it was an eliminator for the British title, so we took the chance. And I think Phil would have learnt from that as well, from that fight. Tom Farrell got beat by Ahara Davis. He's not really had a Glenn Foote type fight, because Ahara's a different type of fighter. He punches hard, but there's less pressure. Glenn Foote is pressure, and to do a 10-rounder under that kind of pressure, I think you learn a lot about yourself as a fighter and how to move forwards in your career, how to improve, how to progress. And Phil didn't get beat up against Glenn Foote, just lost a decision in a close fight, in a very, very close fight. We won lots of the rounds. But anyway, okay guys, thanks for watching. Please, if you like the blog, hit the subscribe button. We love having more subscribers in the Hellraiser Boxing family. See you soon. See you then. Thanks for watching.